Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. All the things that we didn't get to during the course of the show today, including Gavin now just singing a song. Won't he do it? No, he won't. Like, it'd be so funny to take like songs that we play here and just destroy them theologically.
That's not even theologically destroying
well,
it.
no, I mean, like, you take a song, won't he do it? Yes, he will. But like the yes, he will is something that we think he's going to do it our way, and he's going to solve this problem. And we talked about this at length the other day too, like on a serious note about like God doesn't save everybody, you know, and we'd love to think he does, but like we hear these songs, won't he do it? Yes, he will. So, oh yeah, my dad has cancer. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. He's going to save him. And then when it doesn't go that way, you're left with, what do I do now?
Won't he do it? No, he won't.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he didn't. But like that's a song that I think those kinds of songs come from the, you know, the personal stories that people have of Jesus, like coming through in showing up in their point of view. Like even when it comes to like the band We the Kingdom, you have Ed Cash's like story of overcoming addiction.
Right.
And so I'm sure that for him, it's like, will, you know, God help me overcome this addiction? Yes, he will. So I get where those songs come from, but sometimes you're not in the mood for the yes, he will.
Well, like I was in Asheville, so with people that had lost their homes and lost everything, and I found myself being there with a ministry that does showers and laundry for people, and like people that we served loved it, and we didn't stop till the last person was served, you know, kind of thing. And so it was great. It was a great experience. And I had a couple like faith discussions with people, and it's really a challenging thing to navigate when you're staring in the face of somebody that's lost everything, and the typical platitudes don't count. Oh, God's got a plan, you know. Was that plan destroying my house? Because if so, I don't like that plan. Like I found myself sometimes struggling to nuance things that we just say inside of the church, you know, and to not be disingenuous to these people, you know, and to feel what they were saying, you know, and to not just give them some slogan that wasn't going to help them, you know. But I will say this, though. The thing that I noticed was even the vast majority of people that lost things and some that lost everything were still thankful, and a lot of them still were like praising God even through it. You know, I'm just thankful I have this. I did a thing where I was going through and asking people like, what's that one thing you're grateful for? You know, and a lot of people said the service they were getting at that time because it's top of mind and it mattered to them, you know, but then they were thankful for other things, my family, and I had this one thing that I didn't lose or what have you. But it was interesting that how many people still, even in the midst of this, were tossing up to God. So it did make it easier than dealing with someone that was angry at God, you know, but because you just, sometimes you just want to, I'm finding you listen and you commiserate and you give them a hug and you tell them, yeah, this sucks. It's not good. I feel for you, you know, and you know, I appreciate you sharing your story with me, and we can pray together and stuff like that. Like, so, I mean, like that part of it where you don't feel like you can solve it is difficult for me. But it was still a really cool moment, you know, that I got to have with bunches of people. So I got a MRE. It's a meal ready to eat. It's a military thing, okay? So now we don't have time to make the thing. I didn't realize how long it took. I thought it was like 30 seconds with a bag of hot water. Apparently not. Apparently you pour water, regular tap water, into a bag. There's a thing in there that starts making it hot. Then you put the pouch in there, and it heats it up through the pouch, and then in 12 minutes you have a meal. So we don't have time to do it today. We will do it tomorrow when I know I'll do it 12 minutes before we start the Aftercast so we can just do the taste test. But I have good news. We have a pouch that came with that MRE that is a banana apple smoothie.
I am excited for this one.
Yeah, and then we have let me see, high protein cereal bar. So these were two things in the meal, the MRE, and I'm curious. Like they have like the fringes, like it's cut like with pinking shears, so that hopefully it's easy to tear. How bad would this be if you were in a survival situation and you could not tear it open?
That would be bad.
You know, most of these guys have knives and stuff, but like if I don't have a knife,
ironic.
I know. Like, okay, I'm just. Harder than I thought. Okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I got it. Oh, it's got chocolate. Oh, it smells yummy. People always talk about MREs being like really gross. So,
and we haven't tasted it yet.
Yeah, I know.
So it 100% still could be.
It is a little gelatinous. Yeah, that's funny you chose that word because that's the word I was going to say.
That doesn't look
Betty Rock,
good.
you go first.
No,
Here, Betty, take a bite. You go first.
How does it?
Just bite it. You're fine.
Oh my gosh, it doesn't even bend.
You can't break it.
She's trying
that
to.
Was nothing.
Yeah, here, let me.
You haven't take some. Okay. Oh, I dropped it.
Oh,
here, just give me that half.
Ew.
It's so slippery.
Oh god,
It's like jerky.
Here, take that.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you at the beginning,
Yeah.
it's not bad.
Is there an aftertaste?
Well,
But
the
the
smell.
aftertaste
There's-
will get you.
There's a kick. Okay, so yeah, it's a
It
high
tastes
protein.
like burnt plastic.
It smells like chocolate.
Hell.
There is. It's like a regular protein bar. I don't want to eat a lot of it just because I'm on a diet
Oh, please.
and I don't need the extra
But
points.
it's a high protein bar.
How many points is this chewy little nugget?
I mean, in a pinch,
Yeah.
it would be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I was
But
struggling,
I'm not in a pinch.
if I was struggling and I needed protein and to get through something or like an army thing, that's not horrible.
Well, you're just in those situations. Your
Wait for the
standards
after.
aren't.
I'm waiting for it to kick in.
I'm trying to finish the bite.
I got my bite down. I would actually. I literally was about to take
my
more.
bite down. Wow, if they could put like
No, I was.
comments on the back.
I'll take another bite. I'm not
down.
getting the aftertaste. I'm not getting the aftertaste. I'm not. This is not bad. I'm not a hater of this.
I've had better, but I've had worse.
Yeah. In a
Put
pinch.
that down on the back too.
Yeah,
Comments.
yeah.
I got my bite down. I've had better, but I've
had
also
worse.
had worse.
I'm gonna keep waiting for that aftertaste to kick in.
Oh, it hit me.
Now this one, the banana apple smoothie, has no instructions, so I'm assuming you just pour it over ice. And it says it contains milk, which concerns me because this thing has not been refrigerated in forever.
My God.
So I might need scissors for this one.
Here, I'm going to throw them. Heads
Oh,
up.
yeah, thank you. Okay, so we're going to try the banana apple smoothie right now. Yeah, you'd have to have a knife to open this one. So,
What are you going to do in a pinch?
well, if you're an army guy, you got a knife.
You put the plastic in the cup?
It
Gross.
dropped in, sorry. Oh, it's very thick. Oh, it's very thick.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Do you have a thing to stir? Oh, you
I do.
Wait, where did you get these?
An MRE, it's a meal ready to eat from
I know,
the
but
Army.
where,
A lot
I
of them
asked,
would
where
have
did
been
you
served
get
in
them?
From the
Asheville.
Army in Asheville. The Army guys.
Because
So
they
they
were
eat-
probably handing out a lot of non-perishables because
Right.
people didn't have power. And
Right.
water.
Oh, so it wasn't for them. It was for the people.
Well, no, it's both. Normally I was told like these guys are amazing. Like they come in and they have 7 days worth of food and water, everything to be self-sufficient for 7 days. And then they trade out like teams or they get resupplied. So they have to be self-sufficient. And they got here to this one and they were floored. This church that we were at dug 2 wells to be able to get water for the trailers. The shower trailers. Like this church was on it. They got a company or a ministry from outside the state to come in and cook every day for people. So these guys are getting hot showers. They have a bed to sleep on and they're getting their laundry done. Like they were floored by this. They're like, I cannot believe this. We have never had. One guy was like, I've done this for 17 years. We have never had it this good.
What color is that?
I don't know. I'm colorblind and I'm pretty happy
Oh,
about
my
that
bad.
right
That
now.
was insensitive.
I would say it's probably like
I'm seeing
a dirty diaper green,
Don't do that.
yellow.
Stop that.
It does look like baby food. Honestly,
It's
It could
probably
be.
going to taste like that too.
yeah.
And so we're going to pass this around.
What is that?
That's ice.
I hope so.
Did
Oh,
you
wait.
pour ice
no,
in
that's
that?
Not. That's a piece of plastic.
No.
What is that?
No, it's ice. It's ice. It was ice. I just checked. It's ice. It's cold. Phew. And it cracked. Okay.
Ew, don't stop licking your
All right. I'll take a little
Okay,
bite
you
here.
taste. I'll come over and grab it.
That's not bad. I think it needs water. I think you have to dilute it. Put some water in it and dilute it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you got to dilute it for sure. You'll be fine, Rock. Yeah, it's really thick. It's like pasty, thick, and like grainy.
Does it taste like bananas?
It tastes more like banana than apple. It's like I think if it's diluted, you guys won't have it here. Here, stir it with something else. I think if you here, stir it with the end of that. Betty will freak out because I licked that other end.
Well, What other end of what?
Of the fork. So he's turning the other
Your
end.
hand went on that.
Oh, sorry.
And you don't wash your hands when you go to the bathroom.
I thought I was being kind.
I'm not tasting that.
Oh my
no,
gosh.
That's disgusting.
You're just looking for an out. You're just looking for an excuse
I'm not.
out. Yeah,
You
Go
don't
ahead,
wash
Gavin.
your hands after you go to the bathroom. That's disgusting.
Go ahead, Gavin. Like in a survival situation, no one does. Let's be honest. Is it not bad?
It tastes like applesauce.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Again, if I had to, fine, I could power through that. It's not like eating broccoli. I'd be so mad if I got an MRE that was broccoli. Oh man, I'd be like, "What are you doing to me?" So, got a little protein bar and a little bit of this. I'd nurse it. I'd eat it slow. That's for sure. There's no eating this stuff
You're
fast.
not selling it. That's for sure.
Tomorrow we will have the sweet and sour chicken, which it says. Okay, wait. Let me see what this is. It says. Sweet and sour sauce with rice and chicken. I have squeezed this bag. I feel nothing solid in there, like a solid piece of chicken. I don't feel chicken in there.
You eat the McRib, and that's not rib meat.
I can feel it in there.
This is going to be interesting tomorrow. Yeah, this will be interesting.
It feels really tough too. You smelled it.
Well, I thought I could smell it, kind of like a coffee bag.
Oh, through the package? No. So, okay.
This is what you need in like one of those doomsday.
Yeah, this is
That's
preppers.
The whole point. It's the whole point is that it's supposed to. Oh gosh, that thing's heavy too.
Don't do that.
Like if you took that bag, like I think that they're smart in making it something that if you needed to in a pinch, you could also hit someone with it.
Yeah,
because it was
a weapon.
That thing was heavy, man. That thing would hurt.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, you will do that tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. Actually, I was honestly like nice. I talked to my friend Paul, who was over there the first week. He was there like a day after the thing blew through there. And it was way harder on them. They still don't have water. They didn't have electric then, no cell phone communications and stuff. And it was sleeping on a floor in a church and stuff. I was sad that I wasn't there for that day, like for that first round. Like when I got there, Paul had secured like a cheap Airbnb because this guy couldn't rent anything out because he didn't have any water. So he was happy just to have someone that was like, hey, I'll rent your place. So that's what a lot of people that were coming in to help with relief efforts were at least staying in a place where you could sleep, in a bed, which was really nice. But yeah, it was too comfortable for me. I was like, I love it when it's difficult. Like when we go to Africa and we'll stay in a hotel that has Wi-Fi so that we can do our work with compassion. When I used to travel with Bloodwater, we stayed out in the bush with nothing. I mean, like horrible, like living conditions, and I loved it. It was so much fun.
Then you would do great with that. There's a missions trip that they go to on through my church.
Yeah,
and that's where they have to eat the. I forget what they call it.
Oh, that stuff, yeah.
But the women,
spitting thing, no, I couldn't do that.
That's roughing it.
I can't do that. No, that's disgusting. It.
The women will take a cactus root and they will take a bite of it and then they'll chew it.
I couldn't.
But then they don't swallow. They spit it back into a bowl.
Yeah.
And then once they're done, they pass it around to all the guests. And you have to take a sip of it because that's the polite thing to do.
Yeah, I know, and I get that. I would have to fake
That's roughing it.
I would fake it. No, that's not roughing it. That's totally different. That is beyond gross. Like roughing it is like I don't have internet and I can't watch Netflix. That's roughing it. Drinking someone else's spit, that's a whole nother level.
Ugh.
Yeah, I couldn't do that one. So anyway, Lady Rock, what do you got?
Okay, so mine is about Big Brother. I don't watch the show. Do y'all?
I watched the first season of it years and years and years ago,
It's just
and it
people
never
locked
clicked
up
with
in
me.
a house, right?
Yeah. It was in the infancy of reality shows. Like you had Survivor, Big Brother came out, and it was kind of the same thing. You're trying to live in this house together, and they're voting people off and stuff. So it's a similar mechanic, and they had to do competitions.
It's just inside.
But yeah, it was just inside. It wasn't like a true survival situation, and people were just whiny.
Well, neither
and
is
stuff.
Survivor. It's not a Survivor-ish. Like you're saying your life is on the line. It's not.
Well, you have to survive way more than that one. They don't give you food. Like you have to. No, they don't. That's the craziest thing about Survivor.
I don't believe that one bit.
I do believe that.
I don't believe that. Nothing. Do. No, they make it. It's kind of like The Bachelor. They make it all look like it's real, but it's not.
You watch people melt away. Like you watch them go from being this big dude or whatever to losing like 40-something pounds. You
would die on that show.
Oh yeah. I like when they get rice, they're so happy. Like one girl got caught this season trying to steal rice. Like they had done like a challenge. And it was bags of rice, and she had taken rice and shoved it in their pockets in her pants, and they caught her and made her give it back.
How angry would you be? Because I know you're very competitive.
Yeah.
How angry would you be in that the food situation would take you out, not the competition?
100%. And that is the problem. Like that's the thing. Like when someone gets, I would hate being in that thing, and like a sickness, something beyond my control took me out.
No, I'm not saying sickness though. I'm saying like. You don't like the food that they're providing. Yeah. And that takes you out.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. I would have to you have to win your first thing of rice. The first 2 days, you get nothing. Mm-hmm. And so you've got to scavenge and eat stuff. I can't drink coconut milk. I don't like that.
When you say can't, won't.
I won't drink coconut milk. And then, like fish, eating just disgusting
fish
things.
Out of the ocean?
I would learn to do that for sure.
But would you eat it?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, you'd have to. You'd get so hungry you'd have to.
Well, yeah, you have to.
I wouldn't enjoy it.
But you don't do it.
I know, but in a survival thing, you have to. Like I wouldn't choose
broccoli?
to. If I had to, if that's all I had to eat.
Really?
But I would be almost dead first. Like I would be like that guy that waited a long time before they ate, and.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if you don't have the energy to do the competitions because you're not eating the food, then what's the point?
Yeah, see, that's a big part of Survivor too. Is like I know like there are times like if I'm not eating
would
a bunch.
You let your competition, like your competitive side, get the better of you, or would you let your picky side get the better of you?
It would be picky up to a point, but then it would probably. I know, because believe it or not, I've thought about this. Like,
I do believe that.
I've thought about it, and I determined I would never go on that show. I would do Amazing Race all day tomorrow. Do it tomorrow
because you can get your food.
Yeah, but it's fun, it's travel and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But Survivor, it's so difficult that I have thought about this. Like, I know that I would not eat things I don't like until I absolutely had to. Like until my body was like eating itself, and you're like, you have to eat. Then I would. Like they eat like raw snails and stuff, and like for the first few days I'd be like, nope. Or I'd find a way to. I would cook it. I'd cook everything. Everything that I was eating would be on fire.
I just picture you more like Michael Scott. I have cut my pants to be shorts.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Big Brother. So Big Brother 26 just wrapped up. It came down to 3 contestants, Chelsea, Mackenzie, and Cam.
That checks out.
So 2 women and 1 man. The prize was $750,000. I guess it is all about recruiting and getting people to like you.
Alliances.
But then stabbing someone in the back.
I mean, that's Survivor, too. You have to have the people that you want to help you get through the game, but then you have to turn on them and vote them out. But then you have to have them on the jury voting to give you the money. Ooh. And it's what's really crazy about like Survivor's dynamic is that it rewards tough and deceitful gameplay. That's the crazy thing, because if you get voted out and you got blindsided, I would be mad. I'm like, I'm not giving that person money. But then they don't want to give somebody that's just been nice and coasted through it. They tend to reward the people that were the most devious and got them.
Well, yeah. So I don't know if you win Big Brother. Is it a compliment? I don't know. Yeah. But it came down to Mackenzie was at the top, and she had to pick either Cam, the guy, or Chelsea, the other girl. Well, she would have easily won had she picked Cam over Chelsea. But instead, she chose Chelsea because girl code is ultimately what it comes down to.
Crazy to me.
Is girl code. So she felt the pressure to pick the other girl. And because she did that, Chelsea ended up winning when Mackenzie was in the lead. So Chelsea got it. I looked to see what she does for a living. She's a nonprofit director. She's a creative art director for her church. She's 27 years old. They asked her what she's going to do with the $750,000. She said she's going to buy herself a nice pair of kicks, a nice purse, and some ice cream. What about girl code? Split it. Like, I wonder if anybody's ever made side deals like that when you get down to the final 2 or something. Look, I will bring you, but
we will split this however it goes. And
I typically don't get into these kind of shows, but I did get into the one on Netflix, and it was based off of what's that Korean?
Oh, the Squid Games.
Oh, Squid Games.
Yeah, I watched that.
But it was the reality one.
I watched that. Yeah.
I got so hooked to it, but that was just by chance. Like, I think that is even more frustrating because it doesn't matter if you're good at making alliances. It doesn't matter if you're good at strategery.
Right. Yeah.
You're still. It could be just a matter of, oh, we don't like you.
There were a couple challenges where they got to take somebody out without a thing, and that's where you see, okay, well, that's where the social part of that one even came in too. Survivor's like that. You get down to the final 3, and you pick. When it's down to 4, you have they do a fire making contest, so you pick who goes in that, and one of those people is eliminated. Thereby, and then one person instantly goes to the final 3 with you. So you're deciding. One person has all the power to decide who they sit with, and it's happened before. Like somebody was like, "I'm going to pick so and so. They're really nice. I like them. They played an honorable game," and then that person wins. Who you take with you at the end is vital in these game shows. But it's interesting that they had the girl code. I see this all the time. I watch a lot of Survivor, and it's funny how girls do this. They bond on gender and gender alone so fast. Gotta have a girl alliance. Gotta have a girl alliance. Gonna do a girl alliance. And then the girls always turn on each other.
There's
like first.
Right, because you only know these people for about 90 days.
Yeah.
And that's it. But you lost $750,000 over a person you only knew for 90 days, all because of girl code.
I
think it's because you feel like you are at a disadvantage. You put yourself in a group of people that feel disadvantaged.
Yeah.
And so you feel like that creates a bond. You have this common enemy or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not just girls. It could be anybody.
Oh, sure. But when you have a shared experience that is intense, I think Sandra Bullock said it best. Relationships out of intense situations never work, in Speed 2. But then he gave her that same line back at the end when it did work. Yeah. But no, I think that there's a world where your whole world is controlled by these shows. People are like, how do you do this? And you've only known someone for a week. When you're depending on somebody like in Survivor, it's more survivally. You build fast bonds. I totally see that. Like I totally would be so immersed in this. That's why The Bachelorette and all that stuff, because you're immersed in it. You have nothing from the outside. This is your world, and you quickly have to adapt and be part of it. And so I see where the bonds build quickly. But you're right. When you look at it realistically, you knew this person for 3 days, and people in Survivor that can understand that, and they're like, I don't know these people anything. I just met them. But a lot of times that person doesn't win. That's the craziest thing. It tends to be somebody that does have enough of the social game to play the game, and play it hard, and win. Exactly. Yeah. So I would have loved to have done Survivor back in the day when I felt I could physically handle it. There's no way I can handle it. There's no way. Hey, at least I admit it now.
But even the water would get you. You'd be like, I need my grape powder.
I know. I need grape powder.
Are you kidding me? This is just water?
Yeah. Why would I do that?
What?
Yeah. So I'm going on The Amazing Race. I would love for, like, I've always wanted to do The Amazing Race with my daughter because she loves that show. And my wife won't do it because she, like, is afraid of everything.
I don't think it would end positively for her.
For my wife?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
I don't think there'd be any winning because you two shouldn't be on the same team.
No.
You don't work the same way.
Exactly. Like, I would have to learn to respect, like, her opinion of, like, being, like, more reserved on certain things, and that would probably be good. But then, like, there was one time, they are at a water park at the end. They're at the very end of this thing, racing for $1 million. They're at a water park. This guy's up there at the top of this water park. His girlfriend will not go down a water slide. It is a water slide. Children go down this water slide. She will not do it. He's begging her to do it. Please, this is it. We're in the lead. We can win this thing. She will not do it. She's terrified. I would have pushed my wife down that water slide, like without hesitation. I would have been like, hey, baby, come over here so I can talk to you for a minute. Whoosh! Because I know in 25 seconds, she's going to survive. She can be mad as all get out, but she's going to survive, and we're going on to win $1 million.
And it'll go to pay towards the divorce.
Yeah, probably so. She ends up getting it all.
Yes. What was the fear of the slide? Like,
just terrified of a water slide.
Water slide.
Yeah. I know, and that's what that guy was like. You gotta be kidding me.
Boards.
He was getting so mad, and then they wouldn't let him push her because he
wanted to.
He was like, "What if I?" And they're like, "No."
Were they married?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're married or dating. They had to go. They're like, she has to go on her own. And
was
he's
she
like,
crying?
Oh yeah, sobbing hysterically, head first.
Wait a minute. Let's say it was Haley that didn't want to go down the slide.
Yeah.
And she was like, "But Daddy, I'm so scared."
Yeah.
Would you want to push her too?
Oh, absolutely. Because I know it's not a big deal. If this was like bungee jumping off of a 10,000-foot cliff or hang gliding or something that you could literally die doing and would be terrifying, I'm going to have way more compassion for that than the kid with water wing floaties that just cut in front of you to go down the line.
There's stuff that's at a casual theme park, and there's stuff that people sign waivers for.
Or was it a water slide that was like more epic?
Those ones where you stand and they
drop you.
Those
a little scary, but it's not going to kill you. Yeah, you'd get a massive wedgie and a lot of water up your nose. Like, I've been on those.
Oh, my God.
I know.
If we were on that show together, Amazing Race, okay? I think the first one out would definitely be you, Wally.
Because of you. You would take us out.
No, because you would be so, like, looking through a straw. Like, you would be so focused on one thing, and then something else would get dropped, and then I would be the one left because Gavin would have to go piddle.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, no.
I don't make it to the race.
Yeah.
To start with.
I had, that's a problem with that race.
And I don't want to be there, so that we just don't win.
Like, the physical stuff, like, hey, bungee jump off this thing, I would do that in a heartbeat. It's the puzzle things that they do. Like, you have to climb this tower and use these binoculars to look over here for a clue and stuff like that. Like, I would be so useless.
You remember that time we went to the breakout room? And
yes.
There was this random
escape room
crowbar that was there. They forgot to take out. It was a key to something.
It reset the room.
Right, but it wasn't meant for customers to use to
They just left it in.
Wally is so focused on that one thing.
It's got to be something.
He's going around with this steel bar and he's waving it in the air and he's like, I found this.
Yeah.
Let's try.
I'm like trying to reach through things at it, and they finally came over the speakers. We're going to pause your game. That is a resetting tool.
Down, sir.
And then I'm like, that's just what they want you to think. This is part of the thing. When that person comes in here, I'm going to club them.
He was definitely the weakest link.
100%. Solving problems, I was 1,000,000,000% not an asset, but a liability. That's why my daughter would be great. My daughter would solve the problem.
Oh, gosh.
But I would be horrible at it. They have to do things where they have to memorize so many things.
No.
I can't do that anymore. The dances, like they'll have to do like some local dance and do it perfect. Like, nope, But I'll throw myself off the side of a mountain. I'll do that. Oh, so good. Do you have any birthdays?
Push you off that.
I know you would. Yeah, you would help me. We got some birthdays. I gave you two, yeah.
Okay, but one of them we've got to wait on because the day's not here yet.
Oh, it is? Really? One of them is late.
Once again, we kiss late.
I know.
Wait, what? Information?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just know I got it emailed and I just hit print. Like, I'm like, birthday, fine.
Dorothy celebrated her 50th birthday on the 10th. So we got a little late on that, but we want to wish her a happy 50th birthday. You're up there in the 50s with Wally.
That's right.
Congrats.
Welcome to it, girl. It only gets better, but it hurts more from here on out.
Abigail wants to wish Hattie a happy birthday. I guess that's her younger sister. She said Hattie enjoys crocheting, acting, her job at a Christian coffee shop, and trying different drinks from the coffee shop she works at. She's turning 17, so she's a little caffeine addict.
Nice. I would have to find a new coffee drink.
Yes, you do.
I do.
You should. That should be like a contestant show. Like you should have people call in and
with
tell
their
you where to
coffees.
try and go.
Here's what you're gonna need to do. I think. Because doesn't Starbucks have like a Frappuccino, but they're cream-based and not coffee-based?
I think so.
And I think that's what you need. You need a caramel Frappuccino cream-based.
I used to love the vanilla lattes that I got at Starbucks. But then when you crafted the Dunkin' drink for me, Rock, it changed my life. You did. You changed my life with that.
We should go pick up some Starbucks.
Everything was...
I'll order it for you.
Was not
you
good.
You pay for it.
Sure. What else is new? It's like I took you to Ray's. But when I went to South Carolina, I've told Betty and Gavin this story. I went to South Carolina, and before I got to the relief section, I was like, oh, there's a Dunkin'. And so I'm like an hour out. So I'm like, oh, I'll get a coffee. This will be good energy. So I'm like holding out hope that maybe this Dunkin' won't mess up my coffee order. And so I go in, I tell the lady what my drink order is. And I say, but I've noticed that I've gone to multiple different places and they don't taste the same. Has something changed? And she goes, is it an iced coffee? I said, yes, it is. And she goes, we changed the coffee.
Oh,
like, so they use a different coffee
terrible.
And it's not as good. I'm like, they made
Heaven
it worse.
help us.
I know. And then the lady goes, well, would you like to order something? I said, no.
No.
And I literally said no, and I
Idiot.
walked out. I didn't even get a donut. I was so sad. And so I walked out. So I am in the market. I'm taking offers, auditions for coffee drinks of one that will actually be good that I can get, weekly.
And I would say one that you potentially could get in other places too.
Yes,
if it's going to be a local, you can't do a local because that can only be here.
Because I even tried. I walked into Starbucks though, Lady Rock, and I walked up to Starbucks and I said, and I was at Disney where they're supposed to make everything great. So I walked into Starbucks and I said, hey, here's the drink I normally get from Dunkin'. It's coffee over ice with 6 caramel, 6 liquid cane sugar, and 6 cream, and some sweet cold foam on the top. Can you replicate that? Yes, sir, we can. And they replicated that order, and it was horrible. Like, it wasn't good.
Starbucks coffee is bad.
I just looked it up.
What?
They do have a caramel ribbon crunch cream frappuccino.
That sounds so girly. That sounds worse than mine.
But if it tastes...
But a frappuccino is a more of like it's
like
closer to
it's like a milkshake.
A smoothie or a milkshake.
Yeah, and I don't like that.
And you're more in the realm of it being an actual drink.
Yeah.
That's the only negative part because I like those, and I went through that phase when I was like 12.
What makes it so? Because I mean, we could change.
It's a lot of ice.
I got an ice cream cone headache.
Yeah.
I had a McDonald's one. I got an ice cream cone headache that I almost died from.
Yeah.
You're so dramatic.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
That's the idea of a frappuccino.
Let's move on. Justin celebrated a birthday on the 10th. Happy birthday.
Justin!
Mike wants to wish his wife, Bridget, a happy birthday.
Yay!
She celebrated it on the 11th. Said she's an amazing wife, mother, and has greatly helped me on my faith journey.
Oh, nice.
And then Melissa wants to wish her older brother, Joey, a happy birthday. He celebrated on the 9th. Said he's turning 31. He's an awesome older brother and always there for me. The question is, think about the last food and drink you had. Okay, so don't think about what we just had.
The MRE.
Not the MREs, but think about the last thing you had last night. Okay?
Okay.
What'd you have for dinner last night? Now think about that.
Okay.
The last food and drink you had is the only food and drink you can eat or drink for the rest of your life. What is the food and drink, and how happy are you with it?
Oh, it worked out good. I had my leftover Viking pizza. It's a local pizza place that I love. And
cheese, pepperoni,
pepperoni and bacon. It's so good. My wife, I lucked out though too, because my wife, I was at a meeting and I called her and I said, "Hey, I'm coming home. I got hung up later," and she's like, "Okay, that's good. I burned your pizza, because it left it in too long waiting for me, and I was late. It was my fault. I mean, she should have been watching the oven, but whatever, different story. But then I had one piece left, and she goes, "Okay, I'll put it in now, and when you get home, it'll be hot." And I got home, it wasn't burnt. It was so good, so I could definitely enjoy that meal forever.
What'd you have to drink?
One of my grape waters.
Oh yeah, you're good to go.
I think you're set.
But that was all I had for dinner. So it was like, that was good. I literally had one small piece of pizza. And so it helped me get back into my diet thing because I ate so much bad food while I was in North Carolina doing people's laundry. I ate almost an entire thing of Oreo Thins. I ate one whole side plus, okay, if I'm not lying, I got about a third of the other one.
Wow.
And then I had like...
People were starving. They're like, "Sir,
No,
can you
I was
spare a
offering to
cookie?"
share. Oh, no, I was sharing with people. You always share in those situations.
Yeah, are you going to look bad?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Now, you had this morning a pudding cup.
I did. That was all I had.
Chocolate pudding cup.
Yeah, that was it.
Would you be okay with just having pudding cups?
No.
That'd be like delicious.
Yeah, for the first little bit.
But that would get old.
That's like, I think that's what hell is. It's like, it's not.
Turning
it's
your
chocolate pudding cups?
Yeah,
not
to things that you hate and you have to have forever.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's less fire and brimstone and more like, oh, I thought this was going to be good. This is going to annoy me forever. It's like an annoyance. Like that would be my hell. It's just things that constantly annoy me. Like every day I wake up and have to change a password. Like that would be Betty's.
Gosh.
Betty all morning long was just yelling at her computer.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
And I didn't. And again, I commiserate with you. I'm like, I get it, girl. I know. I feel you.
I had popcorn last night.
Oh, you did? That was your dinner?
Yeah.
For dinner?
My wife does that too. She'll eat popcorn for dinner.
And I like it just the slightest bit burnt.
Of course you do.
Just the slightest bit.
Tough.
And then I had some water.
Tough to do that.
So I think I'd be disappointed if that were my whole...
Yeah, your existence.
Yeah.
Gavin?
We had, what was it? A roast pork, sweet potato, and Brussels
it's an actual
sprout.
meal.
It's like at Publix, you can get those little like tins that has a plastic wrap on it. Take that off, throw it in the oven for 30 minutes, and then boom.
You had an actual meal. That's not bad. Dang, good for you.
You guys do have these moments and these meals that I just purely I can't commiserate with those being the only thing that you eat, and maybe that just like explains the size difference in the room.
Yeah.
But
we go small, medium, large.
I wish it was just large.
I'm looking to see for the milk option for your...
You really want to order Starbucks.
Yeah.
Like you came in wanting
They
it.
have a vanilla sweet cream instead of milk.
It is good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I tried their kid drink that was like a hot milk one time. Did not like that. Yeah.
Hot milk?
Yeah, did not like that.
Well, yeah. Who would?
That was not good.
What's a double blend?
I have no idea.
Maybe it's 2 shots?
Might be 2 different types of blends of their coffee.
Yeah.
Because they have the Pike's Roast, and it might be that mixed with a different coffee. And it makes it sound fancy, but really it's just like mixing 2 things of Kool-Aid and calling it a different flavor.
Maybe.
Like it's not that special.
Yeah.
I don't think.
All right. Well, I think we need to be done because we got to get tomorrow ready and go to a meeting because I love meetings. Yay. All right. That's going to do it for your Aftercast. Thanks for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.